Merry Christmas! Hello everyone. I've got my Christmas jumper on for those on video. What do we think? I got it off Etsy. It's secondhand. It's quite tight. It's for those listening, do go to @Homo Sapiens Pod on YouTube to see it in all its glory. I'd say someone handmade this. I don't know, it looks a bit handmade, doesn't it? It's lovely. Anyway, it's a snowman. But he's got a hat. How are we all? Welcome to Homo Sapiens, your emails, your comments. My name's Chris Sweeney. Your names is Homo Sapiens listeners. And how are we all doing? All's well over here. I've had a bumper morning, let me tell you. I've already been on my hands and knees putting the Christmas tree back up. Our daughter was hiding behind the Christmas tree, managed to knock the whole thing over, knock everything off, water all over the place, baubles all over the place, and yeah, I think that was like 6:30 a.m. So she's up and at 'em is all I'm going to say, and I am in full Christmas spirit, I have to say. I have gone mad on the Christmas lights. Do you know what I've done this year? I actually did it last year, but only a few. But this year, mad, as per my previous comment, I've gone mad. You can get these things called starburst lights or mistletoe lights, and you hang them in the tree. They're battery operated, and you just hang them in a tree, and they look like glittering mistletoe. I've put them in the trees in the garden, and then I put some LED lights up the tree as well. And then I bought these battery-operated light things over the bushes. And then I did more bushes. And William came home and just burst out laughing. But it's really fun. And actually, I was reading this whole thing about how sort of, not Christmas was invented, but whatever you would call the kind of the season of all lights and all of this was built to was invented to cheer everyone up in those kind of darker times, as in dark, as in daylight goes early. And I couldn't agree more. It's it just makes it jolly, you know, when you're sitting on a Zoom at 3 p.m. and the light is slowly fading and then it's pitch black by 4. All my twinkly lights come on. Cheers me right up. How are you all? Or lots of you have been in touch. I suppose it's probably prudent to therefore dive into the inbox. Let's go to inbox. Thank you everyone who's been writing in. It's always just so lovely to hear from you. So first things first, people have been writing in about the dog walk. So the dog walk is on. We're going to do it in January. We're going to do it Saturday the 31st, 1 o'clock, Regent's Park. I'll get the exact location in Regent's Park, but Regent's Park in London, nearest tube is Regent's Park on the Bakerloo line. It's 1 o'clock there. Let us know you're coming. hello@homosapienspodcast.com. Lots of you have already said you're coming, which is lovely. Key fact, you do not have to have a dog. You do not have to bring a dog with you. If there's a dog around, fine. There will be dogs there, fine. Borrow a dog if you like. Try not to steal a dog, is all I'll say. And we're going to go, we'll meet at 1. We'll go for a big old stroll around Regent's Park, adore Regent's Park. It's heaven. Come rain or shine. And we will have a really lovely time and finally see each other face to face. So thanks to everyone who's written in. So Phil wrote in, said, "Dear Chris, I'm so happy to have found your podcast through Like-Minded Friends," which is Tom and Susie's podcast. I love those two. "I've been thoroughly enjoying catching up and love your humour, warmth and generosity. Spoiling us with 2 episodes a week also." Thanks, Phil. I mean, maybe you should come and see my Christmas lights because they feel warm and generous as well. Before I forget, I wanted to express interest in the community walk in January in London. Can I come even without a dog? I'm sure I can arrange to borrow one otherwise. Phil, absolutely do not need to bring a dog. Have a fantastic end to the week and weekend also. I'll write back with some responses to your great podcast content too soon. For now, I just wanted to say a quick thanks for the wonderful content and to say hello. Phil, hello. How are you? Thank you for getting in touch. Please write in with your other comments. We like to discuss these things. You know what I mean? Now, let's have a look. What else have we got here? Stephen's been in touch. Dogs, chaos, and Christmas. Greetings from Chilly Hastings. Hi, Stephen. In theory, I'd love to join for your London dog walk, so keep us informed. I'll put it on socials as well, the date, by the way, everybody. You asked about chaos versus calm. I'm deaf the former in my relationship. David is very calm and organized. Therefore, you are chaos, right, Stephen? That said, he often observes that I can retain a shitload of information and am obviously super organized and efficient in my work life, yet unable to remember 95% of what he tells me when it comes to non-work stuff. That's so interesting, Stephen, because I think that sometimes, and perhaps a therapist would say this is not healthy, but this is what I think about me. As in not me, my mind, how it works. I think sometimes in your relationships, they can be a refuge from your outside world, your day-to-day self. And so if you're super organized at work, it's quite nice to go to a relationship where you can kind of chill out and not be that. Like I really like, in my job, I would say I have to be very organized and all the rest of it and have to sort of be the boss. And I quite like scenarios where I can therefore just be with my husband and be like, I don't care what we're doing, you tell me. I'm also going to flag, because I have to be deeply honest on this podcast, he would say that is completely untrue. So maybe we should we have him on and do 10 questions with William? We don't celebrate Christmas now. Sorry, back to Stephen's email. We don't celebrate Christmas now we don't have much family. We have a roast on Christmas Eve, then a long walk and a big bowl of pasta on the 25th. Cheers. I love that idea. I've got a friend who lives up the road who doesn't really celebrate Christmas and does things like will do like a big sort out of his study on Christmas Day. And I've got another friend actually in America who doesn't really celebrate it. And it's I think that what's good about all of these festivals and holidays and all of that kind of stuff is like you have to take from it what you want and do a version that works for you. And the idea of kind of checking out of it is wonderful. I think sometimes with very, very traditional organized things, and I do think they're magic. I think they're really important, actually. Someone said yesterday there's this thing about Christmas is about timelessness and actually not just doing as it was done in the past rather than trying to find the new. And I think that can almost be a refuge, almost like I was talking about with the relationships. It can be a refuge of just being like, submit to the process of tradition. And I think that is what appeals to a lot of people. But I think sometimes we forget to check whether we enjoy it, and it can feel like a burden. And so, you know, we do Christmas Day, and I really like it. And having kids means that it's sort of about them. It's not really about you. You're just a sort of chef. But Boxing Day, we have like anyone who's around comes over. And I really love that day because we don't plan it, we don't overthink it. And it's always just the loveliest day with mates, really. And a big bowl of pasta. Stephen, I want to know what's in this bowl of pasta. What are we doing? Do you know on the day? Do you know ahead? And yes, 1,000 times yes to a long Christmas walk. A long walk, oh, it's so good. And everyone is so nice to each other on Christmas Day. Everyone says hello to each other. Now, I'm not going to get through all the messages as ever, but we do read them all. I want you to know that. So let's just have a look at a couple other here. More chaos theory thoughts, actually. Hello, this is Sarah. Loving the pod and all the guests hosts. On the chaos order theory, I had heard something similar. I love this. In every relationship, one person is Kermit and the other is Miss Piggy, and you should instinctively know which is which. What do you think? I love that, Sarah. Okay, so Miss Piggy is sort of chaos. Kermit is sort of like laconic reason, right? I think I'm Miss Piggy, which means I'm chaos. There's no way William is Miss Piggy. He is totally Kermit. How funny is that? Okay, I want all the and thank everyone has written in about this, by the way. So thank you. I want everyone to write in with their Miss Piggy and Kermits. They're doing a Miss Piggy the film. Did you know that? Miss Piggy the movie. That's quite exciting, actually. I think that's such a good idea. Just going to have a look at, and we had a message here. Anthony wrote in, have to share a story with you based on recent episodes. So me and my boyfriend discussed kids early on and neither of us want them. We've been offered kids multiple times though. Me and my best friend had the 40 plan, but then I wasn't single at 40. I.e. the 40 plan being like, is that like we'll get married or we'll have a kid together if we're both single at 40? Me and my boyfriend then had the mistress of my brother's uncle-in-law offered to be surrogacy. I can't track who that is, but I'm just loving the mistress bit, Anthony. We politely declined and batted off any requirement to explain that one down the line. We then had another woman, sister-in-law of a friend, turn up drunk and late to a party before she offered us surrogacy. She'd already had kids and didn't want more, but would love to do this for the gays. So yeah, we might not want kids, but that universe is clearly saying queer parents equals awesome parents. That's lovely. I think also like there's this lovely connection between queer men and straight women, and someone asked us to do an episode on that actually, and we will. And it's sort of part of that, isn't it? Doppelbangers. Me and my boyfriend have had this a few times. So doppelbangers is what me and Kadif were talking about, where saying people who look the same going out. I think it's partly that my own brother, half brother by blood, but full brother for life. Anthony, I'm loving your family setup. Looks very different to me. So people see me and my boyfriend and think we look similar by comparison. I think what irks my boyfriend more is that some people have asked us who is older. I am 6 years older and have had crow's feet since the age of 16. You can imagine how well that goes down. Absolutely. That's hilarious. Now, what else have I got to say to you, listeners? I have to say to you these things. Please write in hello@homosapienspodcast.com. Tell us what you want us to talk about in the episodes. Tell us your thoughts on the episodes. You've got to subscribe on YouTube at Homo Sapiens Pod on YouTube. And we've got to announce Jessie Ware's sourdough starter. I'm going to put that on socials as well. Sorry. That's going to be announced. Let's do it this week. Good idea, Chris. I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you're feeling Christmassy now you've seen me in my Christmas jumper. Stay in touch at Homo Sapiens on Instagram. hello@homosapienspod on email. Alrighty, listeners. Bye.